You know, you're housed under this like operation of like somebody else has organized all these relationships.
Right.
We've orchestrated all of these things for you to be in this room together. It's top down, yeah. And it's like
it's manufactured this type of person, like this producer assistant, like
archetype,
right.
It's only how mid werewolf transformation are you of the monster?
You're
a monster. That's
exactly.
It's a monster in nature.
Exactly.
I know we all
like,
know this type of person,
and it's like, well, it's because there's an uncanny feeling when you talk and communicate with them because you're like, ooh, your soul's gone.
Yeah, right.
Or it's like half you see, it's like just turned to mist.
Right.
They're like
half their body is flying into the wind, and they're like, I gotta get coming up.
I mean, but for real, like you feel it. You're like, oh, your soul is like crushed or manipulated or reshaped or it's barely
you're lying to yourself.
And,
in the mirror.
There's not
seriously.
There's an irksome like spirit change
right.
that has happened to you, and like that is why I think the entertainment aspect of it can be so indicative of, you know.
Yeah,
kind of how this shit works.
Right. It's so funny. It's like people will hear what the type of shit we're saying, and they'll agree with it like in a very like superficial way.
Right.
You know, they won't internalize anything, but they agree with what we're saying. They hear like all these contradictions, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's true. That's true." And then a year later, fully end up like in some Hollywood shit. It's like a dude hiding a zombie bite, and you're just like, "Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah, no, bro.
I'm totally fine.
No. What are you guys up to? You guys want to get a chopped cheese?
Right. Yeah. That's so
oh wow, McRib's back. That's awesome.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know so many people.
Real. That's a perfect description.
Hiding a zombie.
That's why Mulholland Drive is brilliant because that's just like if you just saw it for normal, like you put the They Live glasses on, you just saw Hollywood for what it is. It's like all these really just awkward, strange, bizarre, almost soulless people.
Right.
And it's like that's the class that exists as like the sort of mortar to it all. Like, of this structure is like people like that making those decisions of like, yeah, we got all these personalities together. It's like you're like an evaporating person. Like, why do you exist? You know, you're doing this weird.
You're like Zordon.
You're at this intersection of exploitation as a middleman.
Yeah,
basically.
Right.
It's all just
like,
you're fucking
paste.
You're
literally paste.
You're Zordon sending the fucking Power Rangers out, and then you just vanish into your tube.
Well, the sad thing is, you know, ultimately for them, it's just this never-ending. It's just another bullet list in their LinkedIn resume for another thing, and maybe it's. Sure, there's like an ego part of it, but then also of like, one day I'm gonna work my way out of this thing, and I'm gonna go up a level, and I won't be here anymore or whatever.
Yeah.
And you see some people get stuck in that for years.
Yeah.
Years. They're like in their 30s and their 40s, and they're still like holding on to like, you know, they're taking on like production shit specifically, like a production coordinator or whatever. The Mill, like one of the biggest VFX studios in the world, offered me a production coordinator. I was talking to Grant about this, a production coordinator position, right before I decided I was going to go back to Japan to teach English. And I was talking to Grant about that, and he was like you dodged a bullet.
Really?
Yeah, because he's like that. They get you with that coordinator thing, production coordinator. You're not a PA. You're not a production assistant. You're a coordinator.
Right.
And it obfuscates all the fucking horrible exploitative shit that they are going to put you through. And I remember in the Skype calls that I was having with them, they kept like softly alluding to that. Like, you're going to have to sometimes go a little long. But they're making it as like it's a footnote, as if it's not the main fucking big fucking deal for the position. Well, I'm just letting you know we do go hard. He was literally saying it like just in that same cadence of he said all the other like cool shit about the position and then kind of just like, but we do go long hours.
I had an interview recently where like they said we expect you to be excellent.
What?
That's awesome.
Like,
Yeah,
it's actually awesome.
like
Well,
we expect you to be excellent.
It's hilarious.
why would you?
Oh well, I'll be excellent.
All right.
Like,
You got it.
okay.
Will I have health insurance in exchange for
Yes.
excellence?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to live? Then yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.